Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we look at episode 12 of Into Another World My Smartphone, which also happens to be the end of the series or season. So I'll be reviewing the whole show today too. So, I'm very surprised about episode 12 of Into Another World My Smartphone. Holy crap, every single girl confessed their love to Touya. Wow. You know, I'll be honest with you guys and girls, that was actually kind of like a good thing for the show, to me at least, for the sheer fact that, hey, you know, instead of them dancing around the fact that they like him, they flat out freaking said they loved him. And, you know, at least also for him, he didn't kind of take too much of a pansy way out and actually admitted that, yes, he would like to marry them, but he feels like he wants to be more in love with them first. So he wants to give them time to you know, make sure that he's in love with them and he can mature. Hey, you know what? Listen, I can't blame the dude. That's actually a mature way of looking at it in some odd sense of a harem. The fact that he flat out goes, hey, I'm not saying I don't like you girls. I do like you a lot, but I also want to mature as a person. What? This show just pulled something I don't think I've seen too often in anime. That's the crazy part, and I'm just flabbergasted by that, to be honest with you. This was a solid episode, and, you know, it wasn't the greatest ending, mind you, because obviously we don't know if we're going to get more seasons or anything like that. I presume, though, once the, that's why I'm not going to say series finale, I'm going to say season finale. I presume once the light novels do a little bit more, they'll probably catch up and start doing more of the show, because I don't think it's been doing too bad in terms of, like, viewership, but I'm not 100% sure, so it could possibly be a series finale. I just hope not, because I really would like a season 2 out of this. But yes, I did enjoy this. I thought it was awesome. And, you know, I do want to talk about the whole show now going into it. So, Into Another World My Smartphone has definitely been a mixed ride. We'll say that so far. From the first episode on, it's been where the first couple episodes I think were solid enough. But I don't also think that a lot of people were attracted to them because it seemed like it was almost too slow-paced for an action-type show like this. You know, the whole concept it was very generic in many ways. The fact of, oh look, it's another Isekai work. Oh no, you know, we have our character being overpowered, etc. It's a genre that's been done before a lot. And, you know, at times I completely understand why people might not like it. Because, I mean, I can't say that this show is a great or amazing show. I think it's a good show, but I understand why most people don't like it. For the story, though, in general, it wasn't ever trying to be something it wasn't, if you noticed. It always kind of adhered to a lot of rules that you see in other shows, and in many ways, I appreciate that more than a show losing its identity trying too hard to be other shows, or not knowing what it wants from the audience. This is a show that, so far, has constantly always been, hey, this is what we have for our character, this is the situation we're going to put him in, that's it. And I think that's perfectly fine. I had no issue with that. So overall, the story was okay. It really worked for what it's trying to do. Animation-wise, I think the animation was mediocre. And, you know, Into Another World My Smartphone has some cool concepts at times, and you saw some very cool fights, especially the last fight, which I was, you know, last fight between Touya and the girl with the gauntlets, who's the sister of Lizette. You know, they fought pretty hardcore, and during that fight, it was actually pretty cool. That, you know, I was surprised he took her and threw her into the ground like that. That was baffling to me alone. But that whole, you could see the animation was, during the fights, a lot more ramped up than the stuff that was outside the fights. But even then, it did a good job. I don't think it was anything spectacular. It was okay, bottom line. Music definitely hit or miss at times. I like the opening. I actually really think the opening was great. Ending song, not my cup of tea. Most of the music in general was okay. It felt like kind of generic type Isekai work, but it's not a big deal. Voice acting, I also had no issue with. I don't think any of the voice actors really stood out as super interesting. Namely Touya. Like Touya, I don't know. I feel like at times his almost super aloof voice acting was hit or miss, but you know, it was an okay thing in its own right. So, what I get from this in overall enjoyment is that the bottom line of this show is it was okay. It doesn't reinvent the wheel, obviously. The last episode was really solid, and I'm giving us some bonus points for that. That's why if I had to rate, you know, Into Another World My Smartphone with between an A through F, I'm going to give it a solid C, around C. I'm going to give it a C, I think. That's a perfect place for it. Originally I was going to be a C minus, but that last episode kind of boosted it up to a C. And I think a lot of people would be fair about this. I mean, right now I think it's sitting at like a C rating on Mal, so it's like about a 7 something, I think, on Mal. I think that's pretty much worth it. I really think this is a show you might like. If you don't see it as a super fantasy type show, don't expect too much from it. Go into it with a kind of open mind that, hey, it's not trying to change anything. It's not trying to be super engaging. It's just meant to be a relaxing fantasy world type show. And I think if you go into that with that mindset, you'll be surprised by what it can do sometimes, because there are some really cool moments. I would really recommend reading some of the light novel. I think I told many of you guys, I've read a lot of light novel series for it. Not up to this point. This is now way beyond what I've read up to. But, you know, one thing I'll say is that from what I read of the light novels, I enjoyed it. I think there's a lot of differences between the light novels and anime in terms of tone, and I think that you'll enjoy that more if you want something a little bit more serious and a little more comedic at times. Definitely check out the light novels for it. But anyways, guys and girls, I hope you enjoyed this review. As always, if you did, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the video around, check out my Patreon for various rewards, etc. And as always, guys and girls, until I pass across again in the next review, have a great, blessed day, everyone. God bless you all. Bye-bye.